ground, right? And you get a lot of them and take it to the place. They will weigh it and they will give you some money.
Wow.
So in those days, you can hustle, you can buy food that can last you at least for the whole day. In that afternoon, you'll be able to get some food. But usually, you go to your friends. When you see your friend is able to hustle and have some food already, you go to him and you'll be like, "Hey, bro, I'm hungry. Can you give me a full spoon in my hand?" And they'll put a little bit in your hand and then you eat it. You see another friend eating, you go to him, you'll be like, "Hey, can you give me a small spoon?" That's how I feel like I survive for most days to have food.
Amazing.
Or I'll jump into somebody's house. They have a mango tree or a pawpaw tree, and then you steal some of them, and then you go home and eat it.
Right.
That will hold. Yes. So the struggle is different until you live there. Until you live that kind of poverty life. I feel like it's hard for you to understand until you've gone through something like that.
I agree.
Abdul, I'm fascinated by your 12 wins all by knockout. And I'm fascinated at your age. And I hate bringing up your age because I know that's a very it's a layperson thing to do. Like, it's people who don't know MMA. The first thing to go, is this going to be your last fight? I'm not one of those guys. But do you find as you get older, though, do you find that knocking people out is easier than going 25 or 15 or 25 minutes?
Oh, of course. When you're getting older, things are not easier. Even cutting weight is not easy. I've realized that. When I was in my 20s, almost the early 30s, I could cut like 40 pounds in like 2 weeks so easy, and I would still feel like I'm on high on something, right? But right now, getting older, you realize it doesn't come as easy. So of course, you take age, especially in MMA, and I also don't want to be the kind of fighter that you're getting so old that you be like, "Oh, I still want to fight just because I want to fight." Of course, but the retirement will come soon, but not now. Right now, I'm just trying to beat that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat the crap out of people first, and then we'll talk about. And also, I know I'm almost about to be 39. I don't feel it. My body don't feel it.
Yeah.
My body is moving the way it's supposed to. I feel amazing. I feel great.
Abdul, you've got to love that you're going to go beat somebody up on Saturday and get paid for it.
Exactly. Go back, feed the family, and stuff like. I feel like for me, I have so much anger and so much animosity in my heart right now because there's something that happened to me in my life that took away my prime. Mm-hmm. And I lost all those years. And when I came back the first 2-3 years, I know my brain was so messed up. There's nothing I could do. I swear to today, I want my revenge. I want my revenge on those nasty women that I want my revenge. They took away so much from me. And I feel like after everything, I just forgot about it. Like, hey, I didn't mess up that person's life. They took away my prime from me. And it took me so long to have my mental back. It took me so long to have myself back. So I'm so pissed off about it. But today, I'm going to go and release some. I said today, this weekend, I'm going to release some of that anger. And I'm going, oh, God, I cannot wait.
Before Matt asks his final question for you, I just want you to know that I'm going to talk to you after, this weekend, after the fight on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I'll talk to you after you release all that anger, and then, you can be calmed down, and then we can talk on Saturday.
For sure. I look forward to it.
So, Abdul, I was going to say, Randy's obviously OG of the UFC. Dana gave him that nickname. But, if you could introduce him to Allah while you're in Vegas this weekend, we can help him with his weight cut, and he doesn't have to go through the cremation. So
I'm not voluntarily going through a cremation when the time comes. Abdul, before we let you go, give us your thoughts on Cody. Give us your thoughts, what we can look forward to when that anger is released on Saturday in the octagon.
My thought, I would just say this: not to be cocky, not to be overconfident, but it's out of his league. There's nothing he can show me. There's nothing in there he can do. I will smash the living deal out of him. I feel like it's out of his league. Unless the only way he can win this fight, he has to kill me on that floor. He better knock me out clean. But as long as I have conscience, I swear to God, he will regret that he stepped in the ring with me. That's what I would say to him. So he better come with everything.
There you have it. Good enough. Abdul, I know we have your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong as well as Bucked Up Energy Drink for coming on. Hey, you have 2 children, correct?
I have 3. I have one boy, a 9-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old, and then a 4-year-old son.
Okay, well, something that I have since brought into the show, we have a sponsor. It's called Fantasy Pets. It's the coolest 3-dimension items, and they make them for me to send to my guests. So along with your 2 care packages, we're going to send another care package of 3 of those Fantasy Pets for your 3 children.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. I'm sure they'll be happy to see that.
Hey, Abdul, God bless you, man. Good do your thing
Thank
Saturday.
you. You too. God bless you too, brother.
All right, we will see you on Saturday. Enjoy the process. Christmas comes on Saturday, and we will see you after your fight.
But
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
All right, it's going to be good stuff.
Yeah.
Good dude. Looking forward to it. Back in the Octagon Saturday, UFC, Denver. You know, it's funny that people say, well, the UFC's had 303 events. No, that's 303 pay-per-views, and technically that number's not right. You know that. 37 and a half.
Yeah.
People forget 37 and a half. Yep. Chuck Liddell, Babalu Sabral.
I was there for that.
So was I.
Yep.
Well, speaking of,
Do you remember what happened that night? There was a boxing event at MGM,
Right.
and the fighter died.
Oh, yes.
You know, I remember him going out on the strip, and then he died later that night. Chuck was during the day at Bellagio, if I remember correctly. My God, Boris.
Since numbers are important, you said earlier 25 years is actually the 30th year of the UFC. So just since we don't have a fact checker on the program yet.
A fat checker?
Fact.
Yes.
Well,
I know.
checkers.
I said 25 years, but I've been covering it since 2000. So to me, it's 25 years.
Well, get him.
He's got me up by 5 years. I
No,
know.
I don't need to say it.
We're not a competition.
Yeah, it's.
Look, he does that to me for all these 10 years. Every time I make a mistake, he's the first to point it out. Like, and it's like.
But hold on a second. Hold on.
But he gives you this holy.
No, that's not true. I correct you. When you're stupid, which is all the time. Hold on, let me finish.
Him better than Allah or Jesus or any of those guys. Like, this guy's like holy for you. Like, you're not even correcting him on anything.
Well, first of all, it's not that he's holy; he's a person.
Fair treatment.
Here, the other two.
Jesus was a carpenter. He's
Okay.
like Clay Guida.
Well, no, Clay makes better furniture.
What?
Yes.
You think
So back what I was saying about you.
They work
I
Home Depot?
correct you when you're stupid, which is all the time,
Not stupid.
or when you're incorrect. I don't correct. I don't talk about me. I don't, and especially I know people know how long I've covered this sport.
30.
And Mike was back.
25 years, according to Mike Straka.
No, Mike covered it for 25 years.
Okay.
It's come a long way.
And I was talking to a guy who is a communications director for a collections and a memorabilia company. It wasn't like I was talking to Dana White or Bob Meyerowitz or somebody that would.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Come on.
They don't know. They don't.
Yeah,
they
he
don't have
doesn't
any
know. He
clue.
doesn't care.
He doesn't know what UFC is. He thought it was chicken.
I've watched a couple. I don't watch. I don't know if I told you this, Mike. Everybody knows I don't watch other people's stuff. I try not to watch other people's stuff. So I've seen a couple of Dana White's interviews lately. It's mind-blowing. So the last one I saw, Dana White said he doesn't go to weddings because it takes too much time and he's got things to do. And so he goes to one wedding. I guess it was back in Boston, and it was somebody that used to pick him up and drive him either to school or to the gym or something. He goes, it's the first wedding I went to. You know who he saw there? Frank.
Who?
Frank.
Trig.
Not Lorenzo Fertitta. Frank Fertitta
Was at the wedding.
was at the wedding.
Wow.
And they start talking, and that's when they reconnected of everything.
Oh, wow.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's when Dana convinced Frank and Lorenzo to buy the UFC.
Frank said to Dana, I understand you're doing some boxing. I'd like to come work out. He goes, meet me on Monday. And that's how that all started. Then I saw another one where when they bought from SEG, when the Fertittas and Dana bought the UFC from SEG, and they took control.
Semaphore Entertainment Group, Matt.
There you go. I still have the old SEG T-shirts and stuff.
So for $4 billion.
They're
Is that the $4 billion one?
No.
that's what they sold it for.
Okay.
They bought it for less than
Right.
$2 million.
Yeah,
Right.
it was like 2 something. Dana, something like
But
that.
then they resold it.
So then Dana goes to the SEG corporate offices in New York, and that's where everything was. And he said that he was looking through tens of thousands of tapes. He doesn't know what he's looking for. He's just going through everything to see what's there. Do you know the story?
About Joe?
Yeah, about Joe.
Yeah.
That's where he saw Joe Rogan.
Oh.
And that's where he said,
Fear
I
factor.
need this guy.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. This passion, his this, his that, and that's where that bond with Dana and Joe is.
Listen, I've known Joe since high school. We grew up in Jersey, and he was a Taekwondo fighter like me, and we were at a lot of tournaments together. We never fought each other because he was in a different weight class, but the guy's a martial artist, true and true.
For sure.
I've seen him roll at 10th Planet. He's a badass.
Yep.
He really is really good. I wouldn't want to get kicked by Joe Rogan right now.
Absolutely not. My real quick Joe Rogan story, when Ryan Bennett passed away, and I don't know if you know this, we raised a lot of money. The fighters raised a lot of money. I just was able to auction it off and whatever. So Joe and Ryan had a falling out at the very end about something. Joe contacted me and said, I want to help. I'm going to donate tickets, airfare, the whole 9 yards. I don't really know Joe yet. I mean, Joe and I are acquaintances now, but I didn't really know him. I didn't know what to do. So I called a mutual friend of ours, Eddie Bravo, and I said, Eddie, what do I do? He goes, if Joe told you it, it's golden, do it.
Yeah.
And we auctioned it off for like $27,000, and all because of Joe and Dana.
One thing I respect about Joe is if he doesn't want to do something, he will flat out tell you, I don't want to do it. He doesn't call my people and just never get back to you. I remember a couple times I tried to get him on my Fox Fight Game show, and he'd be like, Mike, I just don't want to do it. I mean, he goes, nothing against you. I don't want to do it.
Right.
But I respect him for saying that and being so honest about it.
I know we got to hit this break. I'm coming at MGM. I walk out of the elevator, and he's standing there with Joey Diaz, and he goes, Randy, what are you doing? And I go, nothing. He goes, come with us. And it was BJ Penn, it was them, and we went to Tough Enough.
Yep.
And they filmed the whole thing. It was pretty cool. All right, 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. We're only getting started.
I'm just a stranger with a twisted smile.